Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a little, quite fair passage of time has gone by since I last recorded anything. Christmas has happened, New Year's happened. I'll tell you what else has happened. The channel has achieved over 1,000 subscribers, and YouTube has said, do you know what? You deserve some monetization. So I'm looking forward to the 39 cents a month that this channel accrues through your wonderful viewership. But that's not why I'm doing this. I just love doing it. But it's taken a while, hasn't it? We're nearly finished, kind of. But it has taken a long while. And that is my fault. What's also probably my fault, not really my fault, is that I had a technical issue in the last episode. And the voice commentary didn't record, so I went through and did a few things. At the end of the last episode, we were continuing to find parts to activate the tool neck, which I did the remainder of, which allowed us to jump on the tool neck and open up the map, which revealed different quests, different locations, different bandit camps. Then we happened upon the location of Naltuk, who is the understudy of Araya. It was watching over these strange demonic towers. So Naltuk is Araya's understudy, and he's a lay shaman. And in talking with him, our aim is now to find out Araya's location, to find out what she knows of the billowing smoke and these demonic possessions. So he's given us a path that we can take to try and find there. And here is that conversation now with Naltuk.
Naltuk?
Who are you? How did you find me?
Bergrand told me you'd be out here.
He's persistent. I've told that Oseram 1,000 times. I don't need to buy anything.
And I'm not selling. I just need to find Araya.
Well, you won't. She's gone where only shamans can tread. She seeks guidance from the voice in the blue light. That is her task. And the task she gave me is to observe the daemon's work. To stop it spreading, if I can. But what can I do about these towers? In only a few weeks, they've sprouted throughout the cut. The daemon's energy pulses from them. Rallies the machines, even repairs them.
Aratak said this daemon was frenzying machines?
Look there. Those with the purple markings. They belong to the daemon. They're stronger, more dangerous.
I've seen something like this before. A corruption. But it wasn't from your daemon.
You have? Well, then you know more than I do. These towers, were they part of your corruption?
No. Those are new to me too.
Like I said, they empower the daemon's machines. They must be stopped.
Will you tell me where Araya went?
You ask a lot of questions.
Only when I'm not getting the answers I need?
There's but one voice Araya wants to hear right now, and it isn't yours. I'm sorry.
All right. You want to stop the spread of the daemon's work? I know how to get started. With my bow and spear.
Outlander, wait. Won't you tell me your name?
Aloy.
Good. If you fall to the daemon's machines, at least I can properly recount your efforts to Araya.
Thanks for the vote of confidence. But I won't fall. And when I'm done, you're gonna tell me where she is.
So once the machines and everything in the tower were defeated, Naltuk had more to say.
Seems I can take care of the machines and towers. The daemon's next.
You claimed its power for yourself somehow. Perhaps Araya should meet you after all. What she truly seeks is hope. After what I just saw, you could show her that. She's in retreat beyond those mountains, the ice rasps. You'll have to walk the shaman's path to get there. You'll know you've reached the end when you come to a shrine. A great machine covered in blue gleam. Shamans who complete the path take a piece of it as reward. If you make it that far. You should too. You'll have earned it.
You said something about blue gleam at the end of the shaman's path?
A crystal that builds on the bodies of machines in the oldest ice. We Banuk believe it's the stuff of the blue light, frozen as it escapes their shells. You might be more interested that merchants will trade well for it.
Bergren told me you're Araya's apprentice.
In her absence, I serve the chieftain and his werak as an advisor, a scout, a speaker for the blue light.
A lot of responsibilities.
I don't know if I can live up to Araya's example, but I have to try. I owe her that much. She took a chance on me, an aspiring shaman from the edge of the world. No one else would.
Were you with Araya when they attacked the mountain?
I wish I had been, even with all that happened. I'm no warrior, though, so she bid me wait. When Araya and the chieftain returned, I saw them argue bitterly. I don't know what about exactly. Then she came to me, gave me my task, and left us.
How do I cross this shaman's path?
Go to the ice rasps. Then follow the markers through the ice caves and the waterfalls, and make the climb to the shrine. But be careful. The path is meant to be an ordeal, the final trial of a young shaman's training.
And I'll find Araya at the end of it?
No. She goes further up, somewhere inside the mountain. If you see her, would you tell her, I have faith she will hear the voice again.
So with the knowledge of this shaman's path, we went further into the cut and we found 2 data points. So let's go and read those now. Okay, so we've got two. We've got Joyride and Singapore. So this is from Shelley Guerra Mackenzie. Seriously, to Shelley Guerra Mackenzie from Laura Vogel. And the subject is Emissions Joyride. Okay, girl. You're never going to guess what happened on my way home last night. First thing, I heard this sound like a herd of killer bees escaping out of a tin can. Then there was this weird light through the trees. I was totally hoping it was aliens, but it was one of those old blue Spectrum LEDs. Looked super creepy on the snow. As it got closer, I heard some Yahoo letting out this weird guttural man shriek, as if he were doing some macho primal scream therapy, you know, with 1,000 RPMs between his legs. Sad Yahoo was none other than Dodd Blevins, our new Director of Security, or whatever his $20 title is. He was actually riding an old snowmobile. They're like 1,000 times more polluting than a combustion-era car. My expert professional opinion, Blevins is an grade A douche canoe. So they're really concerned about our impact on, probably even more so than we are now, on our impact of the environment. During the clawback, they managed to sort of reverse or heal a little bit the world, but they're probably now just so cautious about the emissions and the carbon that they emit. So he's bowled up probably that anyone that uses these sort of combustion engines now probably seen as quite a narcissist or quite arrogant and selfish. So they're judging him straight away by his use of this machine. I decided not to sick the security bot on his flabby rear. After all, he's practically our boss for the next 2 weeks. But Shells, you might want to take a bathroom break now, because you're going to lose it when you find out what I did instead. I was standing right near one of the trail signs. I could tell Blevins was headed for me, so I reprogrammed the sign to swap directions between Fairy Falls and Purple Mountain. Wicked, right? So, what's her name again? Laura. So Laura can reprogram signs. So I wonder if that is nature of the sign itself, or she's got special skills in which she could do that on the fly, sort of watchdog style. Sorry, just drinking coffee here. You'd never get a snowmobile up there. I hope he bailed out hard and had to walk back to the lodge. Guess I'll be filling my very first incident report right before this whole thing shuts down forever. I could let it slide like usual, but then where's the fun? Shells, where is the fun? So, something is shutting down. That's what we'd learnt there. So, as the water recedes, the people return. So this is something from Singapore, May the 5th, 2043. A large pink-tinted rock marks the summit of Bukit Timah Hill, Singapore's highest point at one time, 164 metres above sea level. Charmaine Lowe records a self-hollow next to the rock, her bright smile contradicted by nervous fidgeting with a prismatic fake nails and 30s-style subdermal jewellery. I wonder if that's 2030s. Subdermal, no, it must be 2030, so subdermal is below the skin. I thought I'd never see this place again. I still can't believe it's real, she marvels. Proud Bukit Timah has stood firm against time and weather, but the rest of Singapore has fared less well. With approximately a third of the island nation at less than 5 metres above sea level, Singaporeans like Charmaine were forced to abandon their homes as inexorable waters leached away their foundations throughout the snoring 20s. Now the surviving members of Charmaine's family are returning alongside many others. As global temperatures and sea levels stabilise, people come by air or by water. Some seek refuge from the deleterious effects of the Citarium River tragedy, whose costs still reverberate today. All hope to build new lives atop the collapse of the once stable and prosperous country. Singapore represents one of many states abandoned by their citizens in the aftermath of heavy coastal flooding. Questions surrounding ownership are difficult to answer. Government and law enforcement personnel fled far in advance of the country's devastation, and documentation of title is scattered at best. The plot of land on which Charmaine's childhood home once sat has belonged to the Lowe family for almost almost a century maybe, but data's corrupted. So obviously the environment weighed heavy on the weather systems throughout time, and sort of civilization was severely disrupted. But it's interesting how so long before the floods arrived, the government had fled, so all these records, be it digital or otherwise, were either damaged or lost or scattered or corrupted maybe. So ownership is sketchy. Man, devolved societies are really scary. Aren't they just so scary? Just the threat, that's what real anxiety would be about that happening, and what could happen, what threats you would face. The anxieties we feel now are just so, well, certainly in my life, there's no need to feel any anxiety. We are safe, we are warm, we are fed. Yeah. It's silly. Anyway, off we go. So, after those data points were found, then we happened upon Deep Din and followed the river up to this entrance here to find more about that flooding that's taken away the music from the Banuk tribe. And we're all caught up there. So let's look at this side, water logs. Here we are. So we're going to do this. Aloy investigates the source of a sudden deluge spilling into the valley. So, obviously a dam system that has gone wrong. This is quite clearly some kind of dam. I don't know whether it's hydraulic in nature, whether it produces any power. I think it does. I think that's the aim of it. We got over here, goat. It's amazing, these new animals. So we're just coming up to it now. So let's do this, because we meet some interesting characters and some beautifully polished cinematics. They really, really went to town with this DLC.
Well, somebody wanted in. Nearly blew this entire ledge off just to get through the door.
Not right now. Oh, I see what you mean. We were talking. Okay, let's go and experience this.
Flooding detected. Evacuation recommended. Overflow basin compromised.
The overflow basin. Is that the din?
overflow basin, is that the din? Right, Aloy. So we've investigated this, we're investigating this, this crazy eruption, this smoke billowing out of the volcano. Also, the war against the machines and this new corruption. But we have, of course, got sort of bigger problems.
Center. What happened in here to start the water flowing?
But that's okay. Okay, so we can see some data points. We can see some dials that we need to resurrect. And we've got this huge screen that signals the hydraulics, maybe. So what it says is drainage system offline, intake tower malfunction. Okay, so it's having problems. Considering it's been running and operating for 1,000 years, that's pretty impressive. That is very impressive. Okay, let's have a look down here.
Waters. No way I'd be able to swim.
So we're looking through the window here and seeing there's just deluge of water. So it is draining somehow because it's not getting any higher. But in order to release and free up those pipes that I enjoy to bang and make this music, or I was about to say beautiful music.
Could be something around that my focus will see.
That's more dramatic. Okay, let's read this. It's a voice recording. Secret show.
It's okay. Like, how do we want to start this farewell thing? We might be the last Saskatchewan people to ever see this place. Yeah. Heads, you know, so.
Okay, it's got a bit of message text as well, which is good. So, alright, so okay. Like, how do we want to start this farewell thingy? We might be the last people to ever see this place. Hence, you know, the songs. So this is Laura and Shelley. They were the same couple of people that were in the data points before. Dear nobody, as far as I can tell, that's who's going to read this. Those spooky guys showed up today with that creep Blevins, so that's the head of security guy, to take measurements for our workstations. And next week, they start installing Pharaoh servitors. I see. So, people who are operating them manually are giving way to these robots, which must have been quite a flux during that period when Ted Pharaoh started making these servitors. They were obviously taking over the market and doing things for people that were previously earning money. Bye-bye Shelley, bye-bye Laura. See you never. Hope you enjoy Basic Income. God, it's going to be weird to say goodbye to this place. When Quentin and I split, this was all I had. Thank God for a job where I could sit at a panel and press buttons and cry all day. Which I think is why we're doing this, hiding the tapes of our rehearsals in the dam. These tapes are our memories, our ghosts. Through them we got to haunt this place, keep it human in some small way. So these were the last people standing. So obviously when you've got some machine elements, you have a sentient being to look over it. But maybe with the technology advanced so much, you don't even need a single person there. This control room was where I was sitting when Laura came in, dragging an old practice amp and a guitar behind her. Shells, she said. Girl, so I was looking at schematics for this place and I found the perfect practice space. Ah, the acoustics in this place, seriously bonkers. So that's what the Banuk tribe have found. Like echoing through the entire valley, kinds of bonkers. Legit, you're going to soil yourself when you see it. I remember asking, practice space? Okay, so Shells and Laura were in here running the place, keeping the machines and the servitors in line, making sure there was no problems, almost like...
Need a lead. Focus might find something.
Yeah, I'll find something in here. Come on. You're not letting us do that yet, are you?
Another holographic interface. There must be some kind of code. Maybe I should try the lock positions. Helpful.
It is helpful, but we need to turn them on.
Piece is missing. Not getting in here without it.
Okay, so we've got our task. We need to find this piece for the breaker bank. We've got the code. That's not going to be a problem. We've got a valve there. Plenty of valves to try and do this manually. And
there's our troublemaker.
Gildan.
Doesn't seem to be as good at getting out as he is at getting in.
So I'm sorry, I've forgotten the connection, or how we know there's this guy here. It's been a while. So I'm not sure why Gilgan is there, and why we know he's there.
I could check my focus, see what it sees. That Oseram must have forced his way through here.
Okay, so she knows of the Oseram raider. Maybe that was part of the quest conversations we heard about this person. Apologies, can't remember. Okay, he's got himself in trouble. So yeah. I'm going to come and help you in a minute, but we need to discuss the claw. Looks amazing, doesn't it? All the greenery. Okay, so he's detailing there might be some machines around. Right, Gilgan. Gildan.
Are you alright?
You don't know how happy you just made me. For a moment I thought my fire was snuffed. My forge gone cold. But nope. Nope. Not old Gildan.
You're... welcome? Wait. Start from the beginning. What are you doing down here?
Ow! My apologies. When you mostly talk to yourself, you can tell your stories in whatever order you like. There's an artifact in that storage room I simply must acquire. But as you may have noticed, the door won't budge. I took one of those roundish, ringy what's-its from the wall beside the door. No luck. So I had to go with that panel with the button. Even less luck. My gentle experimentation caused the chamber to... flood a little. So I pushed the button again, perhaps a little too enthusiastically. Sparks and smoke. Now, obviously, I came here to investigate. My cautious footsteps may have contributed slightly to the collapse of a bridge. And when the bridge began to collapse, I may have, for the sake of expedience, abandoned the cumbersome ringy what's-it to the waves. By the time I thought to give up the endeavor, the door had closed behind me. And thusly do we come to the present moment.
Okay, so the ring's under the water. He's caused the flood. Gildan, in his brazen curiosity and greed, has caused these problems. But he seems like an enjoyable character. So we will stick with him. Let's hear about the artifact.
You said something about an artifact?
Indeed. That storage room is brimming with treasures from the old ones. But one in particular caught my eye. An intricate looking glass. I've only seen one such device before. My old mum brought one back for me from wherever she'd gone to that time. I remember holding it, staring into its face, seeing myself and my mother just over my shoulder, smiling.
And one of these looking glasses. It's in the storage room.
Oh, yes. I'm quite sure. I peered into that dim little chamber, and there it was. I've wanted to find one for so long, Yes, this time I'm sure I have.
Now, immediately when you said looking glass, I thought it might be a telescope or a microscope. But seemingly it's a mirror. Now, they don't know how to create a reflective surface, which is curious considering all the metal around the place. Obviously that's reflective, and they are great at manufacturing things. They can use metal and process minerals and metals. So I find it hard to believe that they haven't come across the notion of a reflective surface. So I'm just racking my brains trying to think of in Meridian, in some of the buildings, whether we've seen a mirror, but we haven't. So it seems really, really curious, especially a tribe like the Karja, who are so kind of, they're like peacocks, aren't they? They wear these things for display, so they would care about their appearance. Yeah, I might be going off track here, but that seems odd.
Well, there's no way we're getting into that storage room without another ring. It's part of the locking mechanism that controls the door.
You don't say. Well, that's fantastic news. Marvelous, even. You've got 2 hands. I've got 2 hands. Perfect. My savior, my salvation, and if you like, why wouldn't you? Of course you will. My accomplice. Together, that ring is as good as ours, and with it, the storage room and its spoils.
Didn't you say you dropped the ring in the water?
Well, I'll grant you that adds a heretofore undiscussed level of complexity to the proceedings.
He's an optimist, though. I like him. And the accomplice. So the word accomplice always makes me think of a kind of underhand criminal activity. But accomplice, it sounds, I don't know the genesis of the word, but to having someone help you accomplish something. Accomplice. But it sounds like, a negative trait. A negative word.
So you found the button that controls the flow of water.
Quite by accident.
And then you broke that button.
Also, quite by accident.
The panel's the only way to shut this place down, as far as I can tell. This isn't gonna be easy.
That storage room is filled, top to bottom. Would you be surprised to find the parts you need in there? I certainly wouldn't be.
Yep, gonna help.
So, we need to replace that ring and get into the storage room. Then I can fix the panel and shut this place down.
Then I can finally wrap my fingers around that looking glass.
Okay, Gilden. How are we gonna get that ring?
2 sets of hands, girl. 2 sets of hands. Behind us lie a pair of enormous gates, but I believe the gates must be operated in tandem. Together, we can dry this place out.
Guess we better get started then.
I guess we better.
Okay. Following the man, he's going to show us he's been in here such a long time.
Up ahead, girl. See the valve? Time to put our hands to use. I'll take care of this one. There's another valve on the other side to lock the gate in place. Would you mind heading across and doing the honors?
We will. I haven't played this for a while, so I'm just going to remind myself of the buttons. Make sure we're all sorted.
The other valve is just across the raging flood waters.
Okay, thanks, Gilden. Yeah, he's scoped out the place. He knows what's going on. So we just want to be careful that we don't lose any data points. There we are.
You know, I'm reminded of a delve I undertook out near the plant. A stone ruin, cloud tall and lake wide. Must have been 13 levels on that monstrosity, but no walls. Just great stone columns bearing the weight of the level above. Filled out with row upon row of those enormous rusted-out old-world carts. You know the ones with the 4 wheels? I've scraped through 100 of those carts. But the only things I've ever seen inside are bird nests. You don't suppose that's what they were for, do you? Why would the old ones want to cart around families of birds?
He's talking about a supermarket, I'm guessing. With the trolleys or shopping carts. We can go in here. Okay, so we're in the guts of the beast here. This enormous dam. That, like I said before, we don't know whether it's just its purest function is to control the water, or it's harnessing the power of the water. Maybe both. Probably both. For some reason this is having trouble which side of the ladder to go on.
A tub of stagnant water. Charming.
Winding our way through these big old turbine chambers. What have we got here?
Marvelous! You made it! Now grab that valve and give it a spin.
On it.
A little more now, and I should be able to get the blasted gate moving.
There. You should be able to lower the gate.
Huh? Right you are! Now, when I get this gate down, you'll need to turn
Wow.
the valve again. Ought to lock this thing in place.
Turn the valve again. Okay.
One gate down.
It's
Halfway
training.
through then, aren't we? To the second gate!
Following you.
A ladder is a rare and special thing, girl. Can depend on it to take you exactly where you need to go, and no further.
What a beautiful and useless obvious sentence.
I'd wager the valves for the second sluice gate are somewhere above us. How are we gonna get up there?
Let me look around. See what I can find.
Right, so that ladder is buggered.
Looks like I could jump across on that rickety rusting platform. If I find a way out.
Beautiful. No, that wasn't the way.
I can't swim against it. It's even less refreshing than it looks.
Okay, we're up here now. Oh, where's Gildan? He's over there. Okay. Maybe I need to run.
Nice jump! Nice! What am I saying? That was stupendous! Never seen such absolute disregard for personal safety.
Thanks, I think.
Skipping along. What have we got here? Damn family. Okay, let's give this the respect it deserves and get away from this noisy water.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4! Caught sellouts and runaway cowards! We see you! Cut it. I forgot the words. Dude. Shells, we started off so strong and then it all just imploded. Well, that's sort of my MO. No heavy stuff. We're switching gears. Band name! We need one.
Corpse sellouts and runaway cowards. So they've got this really antipathy towards the corporations and the money and the selfishness of it. They're quite anarchistic in the music that they like and the way they talk. They're kind of rebelling against the system, aren't they? Dear nobody, when I took this job, we had to watch this training holo. And I remember probably 2% of the actual holo. At some point, the holo welcomed me to the Damn family. And I felt like, A, that was such a missed opportunity because they could have called it a Damily and chose not to. And B, the idea that I would ever think of any of my co-workers as family was pretty ridiculous. It really turns me off especially when creators and YouTubers and companies say, we're not a company, we're a family, and you're part of that family. Piss off. But then, one day, I looked up, and automation had whittled 6 people down to just Laura and I was signing papers to dissolve the family I thought I had. And suddenly, my last co-worker with her faded tattoos and perpetually arched eyebrows was telling me jokes and making me listen to bands I'd never heard of and cheering me up when I cried. Things were really good when it was just the two of us, we used to have these theme days. One time the sluice gates were open and we'd set up beach blankets, one of the catwalks in the intake tower, and battered around this inflatable beach ball I had in my apartment for some reason. They're cool, aren't they, this too? They're really creative in how they see the world and how they keep their spirits up. They don't just sort of default to the drudgery and the greyness of their task. They bring their own personality to it. Laura messed around with the emergency PA and patched in a bunch of classical surf rock songs. We even put sunscreen on the bridges of our noses. Laura called it the Concrete Beach Party. When Laura brought up band names, I knew pretty much right away that that would be our name. Concrete Beach Party. There was never really any other choice. Laura and Shelley, I just love the stories told through data points. In this game, in other games as well, like The Last of Us, it really fleshes out the characters so well. As well, almost, than seeing them in the flesh talk. No, we're still here. I'm missing something, am I? Still here. Let's go up here. There we are. Okay.
Oh, you're close, girl. Just spring across the gap.
Spring across my arse, Gilden. You got us into this mess, buddy.
You're right above me. Just send that ladder on down.
Look out below.
Now, we've done this once before. Should be as easy as falling down a hole. If you'd take the valve on the other side.
If it's set up the same way on this side, I should look for an access tunnel.
Okay.
This is my sort of delve. 1,000 little problems to solve. 1 million minute and invisible factors. My father used to say to me, Gildling, he called me Gildling. Gildling, he used to say, don't make the delve harder than it needs to be. The best delves are done in half the time it takes a campfire to sputter out. Now, my father was a great man, but dead wrong when it came to choosing a rubric by which to judge delve quality. To find yourself stuck, then unstuck. To fail, then to succeed. To get lost, and to find yourself. That's what makes a delve.
Uh-huh, Gilden.
Just love his optimism. He's obviously really reminiscent and respectful towards his father and what his father taught him. He takes some good memories from that relationship, which has obviously made him I know I'm reading into things, I know I am, but it obviously making him a rounded character. Because when you build these characters, the best way of making them believable is to flesh them out, and that's what they've done with these characters. You can tell they've got a backstory that's hinted at. What was I going to say here? Yes, you really want someone like Gilden in a situation like this, full of optimism, full of sort of ideas on how to get out of bad situations, doesn't look for the negative side, looks for the positives. Shackleton, during his failed expedition to the North Pole, I believe, got stuck with his crew on a polar ice cap. I'm paraphrasing because I only know it very, very vaguely. But what I do remember is that Shackleton sort of played on each and every person's character in order to make them positive every day, gave them the right jobs, mixed them with the right people, took their mind off the bad situations, made it fun. I don't think Gilden is doing that actively. I think that's just his nature. But you really do want to be stuck in a situation like this. Problem solving with someone that's optimistic, because it keeps you alive. Look at the beautiful rust and foliage and the reclaimed world. This does look like 1,000 years of degradation, doesn't it? It's amazing that the electronics are still working. So obviously, just thinking back to what I was saying about harnessing the power, it must have harnessed the power because it's got power to the system. But then again, there's power to everything, even the focuses, which I don't understand how they power that, but here we go. What have we got over here? Nothing. Ooh. 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 Can we go underneath? Not really. We can go up there. And we can
Definitely awake now.
go up there, but there is nothing there.
Okay, Gildan, turn the valve.
It's not working! Damn thing's too heavy. Glance behind me, would you? See anything big and, broken?
Close the sluice gate. Look for the counterweight. That's behind you. Anything big and broken? Emergency ladder release. What am I looking for here? Oh,
Looks like part of the counterweight broke off. If I can get up there, my weight might be enough to get it moving again.
Hang on, okay? I've got a plan.
I need to get up higher. Could climb up that wreckage. That's pretty much what I do now.
oh! Didn't realise. Now where? Oh, across this way. Oh, come on.
I can't jump straight to the counterweight from here. But I could climb higher, get above it.
And then we've got a beautiful rappel here.
The drop's too far, girl!
Going down.
Come on, Gildan, you turn that. Okay, and we've got to lock it off.
Got it. We're good to go.
You were a sight to see. Bounding from metal rust trap to metal rust trap. Still a bit of water, but low enough, wouldn't you say? Now then, where's that ring?
Good question.
Well, at least I should be able to swim now.
Snap maw! It's a snap maw!
Kill
Very,
the snap maw.
very big snap maw!
I see it, Gildan.
Very big,
Okay.
very, very big!
Just stay out of the way.
How did that snap maw swallow that ring?
Right. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to get down
Find
here
out
like
after
this.
I killed it.
I think I'm going to die. I think I'm going to die. Swimming around like a trout, trying to get away from him. Okay, this is curious. All right, let's set him on fire. Oh dear! Come on. Right, what I want to do is what I might do. Sorry, my controls are all over the place because I'm an idiot.
That'll help.
I'm hoping that that's released the fire. And I said fire. I am going to die, there's no question about that. Oh, missed again. Okay. Trying to I don't know why I'm doing this because it is going to blow me up. It is going to blow me up. There we go. Right, I'm going to jump in here. Right, let's run away. Wonder if I'm a problem to him in here. Right, let's... Got my anti-freeze on, so that's good. Now let's just pepper him. Let's just pepper him right up.
Is it dead? Just tell me when it's dead, would you?
It's dead.
Marvelous. So, the ring. Maybe if you pry its jaws open and reach inside, I can't look.
Okay, so the Snapmaw has got the ring. There, the emitter. Okay. I didn't realise the Snapmaw had taken it.
You're right. This thing did swallow the ring.
That's the old Gildan intuition in action. It's never led me astray. Sure, its chosen routes can be a bit circuitous, but never mind. To the storage room. To the spoils.
To the victor go the spoils.
What's in here? More old world treasures, perhaps? This place is full of surprises. Should we have a look?
Didn't you want to get into the storage room?
I do, fervently. But, well, I got time to poke my nose in if you do.
Yeah, so have I, because we want to look up here. So Gildan, just patience. Voice recording and text. Corruption is minimal. Let's do as we do.
Okay, Shells, we're not focusing on that right now. We're recording, okay? We're not even in the band meeting. Sort of counts as practice, right? Merch. We need merch. Stickers! You're not a real band until someone vandalizes government property with your sticker.
Colleagues, I have been asked to remind you that conversations determined to be irrelevant to servitor training are discouraged.
What were you saying about vandalizing government property?
Colleagues have been asked to remind you that conversations determined to be irrelevant to the servitor training are discouraged. So, they're monitored. They are monitored. Goodness me. Dear nobody, we spent an hour plastering our stickers all over that servitor. Well, I say stickers, they were sticky notes from my desk. We stole the presentation and design of others, band logos, drawing little skulls and lightning bolts and broken hearts around the name. It's not like we had any actual work to do. When this began, we were told we'd be on-site advisors going through the motions of our duties so the servitors could mimic our actions. But the government creeps, corporate creeps, same diff I guess, mostly ignore us or yell at us for getting in their way. The robo-scab's weird oval head kept swiveling toward us and it kept saying, "Hello, is this irrelevant to my training?" So we tried to duck out its line of sight, ruining its chrome finish with sticky notes and shushing each other's giggles. Okay, so they weren't disrupted. So it's not being monitored, but their job was to do their task so that it could learn. Afterward, Laura stood in front of the thing and goes, "Servitor, this is very important. This is how you greet Blevins, okay? It's a sign of immense respect." I mean, will the servitor actually give Blevins the finger? Probably not, right? But a girl can dream. Love these two. Shells and Laura. Art Gildan. Let's see if we can find anything others. You may want to find looking glasses and things of the old ones, but we like silence, crave knowledge, crave little tidbits of information to explain the world around us. We've not been up this side, so I'm going to have a look. Oh, no, it wants us... No, we're going to go back there, because I think what your man was saying... We'll come up there in a bit. Let's go into this door first that Gillen wants us to go into. We can always come back. He does want to follow us around, though. Take you, Gilden.
We drained enough water for what we need to do, but I wonder if I could empty out the whole dam. Pipes, valves. Maybe I can drain the rest of the water from here.
Okay, so we've got more work to do to complete the mission for the
Maybe my
Benukes
focus will see
purposes.
something.
Certainly see a data point. Oh, it wants us to go up there. Okay.
Sure are a lot of valves. I should check my focus first.
From Laura Vogel, Valves 101. Yo, Shelley, I'm trapped in servitor hell over here. Got in this morning, and as usual, that one half-baked chrome dolt was bumping up against the locked entry door in the reservoir room, moaning about requiring entry into the totality of the facility. Between its robot voice and those weird grindy sounds its limbs make, the acoustics reminded me of a track from one of the less accessible German post-punk bands. I've told them every night the pipe network decouples so that the reservoir can refill, and every morning it has to be reset manually. All you have to do is turn the valve thingy so that the water flows directly to the pump. The rest of the servitors seem to get it, but this guy won't stop bugging out. Okay, so there are teething problems with the machines, they're not perfect. I mean, I know we're supposed to be on-site advisors, but this is getting ridiculous. Do I have to scratch the instructions into their stupid shiny faces? Okay, I'm gonna go back and follow the got Assassin's Creed Revelations controls in my head at the moment. Okay, what have we got? It wants us to go back. I don't want to do that. So we discovered this place, we know what it is, we know there's loads of valves, and maybe it's getting us to discover something else, but let's just have another look around here.
I'll tuck that away.
We've done that. Is there anything else?
Alright, time to get the flow going to the right place.
I say this as a man typically enamored of complexities, but this looks like it might be a little much for me.
Oh, it's a bit of a
Don't
puzzle.
worry. I think I've got this.
Music to my ears. To each job, its proper tool. Toothpicks make horrible arrows, as the saying goes.
Okay. This is very novel, isn't it? Okay, so that's flowing nicely. Let's take it flowing this way. Flowing over there. I don't know where it's got to go though. Maybe back to here? I'm just really not sure.
That's not quite right.
So they're all broken bar these ones. We've got to make it work. Okay, so let's send
You got
this.
a confident mind, girl. A mind for nuance and finesse. Not I. No, indeed. Not old Gildan.
Okay. No, it doesn't want to go that way, does it? Because that is useless, because it's poking
Something's
up
not
there.
right.
Something is not right. So that's coming from there to there. Well, I could send it over here.
Demands a certain degree of patience, doesn't it? I'm afraid
And
I inherited
that-
my mother's restlessness.
Could send it again. That's trying to send it to there. Let's keep going. Okay. So let's turn it this way. And that's going to send it over there. I think we jumped the gun on this one now. That's good. That's a road to nowhere.
Looks like I'm on the right track.
Okay. Are we on the
flowing,
right?
Just not where it needs to.
Water's flowing, just not where it needs to. I get you.
There, that should do it.
There we go.
See if that took care of the rest of the water.
Got it working, did you?
Okay, so we did jump the
Course
gun, I
you did.
think.
Never met a conundrum you couldn't unconundrum, have you?
The door's open. Guess it had sealed because of the flooding.
Okay, so there was this other door, wasn't there? Through down here. Down there. That door's open. What's that got? We're ignoring the mission here. What does it want us to do? Return to the control centre. We're just ignoring it.
This must go down to the lower level.
Some purple mods.
Ugh, it stinks down here.
You smell that? Smells like a Fordside morning in Acclaim.
Looks like that's everything. I should head back up with Gildan.
Drummer's weapon coil. Let's have a look at that. Crafting. Modify weapons. It's not letting me modify what I want to modify. So we've got that coil, this new mod. Where is it? This thing. Where do we put it? It's not worth anything. Drummer's weapon coil. So sorry that I don't know where that is. Is that in no, it can't be in there, can it? I think it's for the spear. No, it's not for the spear. Drummer's weapon coil. I'm going to have to look that one up. Well, let's go here. Let's go here. Compensatory damages.
See? Check this out. We could just bang on this pipe, you know? And could we sample that or? Totally. Like, what about after that? Oh, sorry. Just a sec. Laura? I need to take a break. Laura? Hey! Laura!
So she's upset about something or something's happened. I don't understand what happened there. We might understand now. Dear nobody, I feel embarrassed now thinking about following Laura out of the pump station like a kicked puppy, wondering what horrible thing I might have done until she threw herself into this room and shut the door behind her and just screamed. The fear of abandonment is weirdly self-centered because it presupposes that little old you are filled with such immense destructive power that you're capable of driving every person you care about away. Anyway, at the bottom of the dam, with her on one side of the door and me on the other, she told me that Metallurgic had bought her mum's house. A whole neighbourhood, in fact, out from under her to build a new server farm. God, I don't even like that house. I don't even like that house, she said. I don't even like Indianapolis. I hated every minute I spent in that city as a kid. When they told us we'd have to leave the dam, I went back to my apartment and I sat on my bed and I prayed to a God I don't even believe in, that I wouldn't have to move back home, that I wouldn't have to show up on my mum's front stoop with a suitcase and a bunch of stupid excuses. She was trying not to sound like she was crying, but she sounded like she was crying. I guess I got my stupid wish, huh? I asked her where she'd go, and she laughed. Where else could she go? Back home to help her mum pack up the house? To move with her into whatever dank little one-room hole Metallurgic's displacement grant will allow them to afford? It's really weird, because when people do sort of compulsory purchases of areas, they usually have to give kind of a meaty asking price plus a bit of a meaty slice on top, but it doesn't sound like they got it. I think I could have dealt with being one of those losers who celebrate their 40th birthday living in the house they grew up in, but now I don't even have that. I had no idea how to make her feel better, so I just sat on the other side of the door. I started singing the song we were working on, the one about being the last two girls on Earth, and eventually she started singing along. Right, so they're upbeat, but they still have this pain of and struggle against, railing against the corporations that are taking from them rather than giving to them. Okay, let's have a little further look in here.
Those drainage pipes lead into another room. I wonder what's in there.
Drainage pipes lead into another room. see what's going on around here. What's that? Oh, that's where we came from. What's that there?
So, as we circle back around to the matter of the supply room,
okay, he's going up the other way. Bless his heart. Hurry, Gilden.
would you look at that? Ha! You've drained this place completely. Could be that this old ruin is hiding a few more secrets down below. Of course, that storage room still awaits our perusal.
Right, he's telling us, so down below, what am I missing here? So he's explaining that, yes, we can look in the storage room, but there are other secrets. I think I need to get rid of this thing, because it keeps confusing me. Let's just get rid of that for now, just do our own exploration. So we've been through here, we turned on that turbine, we went through this door. Ah, there is somewhere down there. Ooh, can we go under? Of course we can't, this isn't Horizon Forbidden West. Oh, you come the other way. Okay, we come through here, we picked up this. We went into here, we realised fun times are ahead. And we've seen this pipe. Apart from that, we don't know what the hell's going on. Been over there. Yeah, we don't know what's going on. Alright, let's try this. That takes us back up. Okay. I'm just wondering whether... I don't know what I'm wondering. Right, come on, Gilden. Let's try and find your looking glass.
I can't wait, I can't wait, I can't wait! Almost there! Soon I'll hold the looking glass in my hand. Just like Mum and I used to.
God, he's got a really strong sense of his parents, hasn't he? Real kind of nostalgia for them. Okay. Left.
What?
Up. Down.
What are you doing with your hands there, girl?
Of course he can't see, can he? He doesn't know what we can see. He's not wearing a focus. But we do know an Oseram gentleman will be wearing a focus in not too long. Errand in the trailer's been seen with a focus, so we do share our knowledge with those that we need to.
I can't believe that worked. I thought you'd lost your mind, tickling the empty air like that.
Okay, we will see in a minute, but let's
Gilden?
talk.
Everything okay?
I was so sure I saw it. The looking glass. I was so sure. Right there in the window. I would... Of course. Trick of the light. Nothing at all.
I'm sorry, Gilden. It must have meant a lot to you.
Oh, no. Much as any artifact of the old ones would mean to me, really. It's fine. I'm fine. Besides, what are the spoils compared to the delve? That's why we do it, girl. The delve, not the treasure. And what a delve it was! Ugh. By the great blazing forge, I'll never forget that. Now then, I believe we have some repairs to make.
Yeah, that's lovely, isn't it? You can see he saw through here. It was really sort of dirty. He saw the reflection of the alarm clock there, thought it was this looking glass, and it sent him back to the time with his mother when he looked into it and saw his mother over his shoulder. So part of him is obviously really hurt by the loss of his parents. I'm assuming they're gone, or at least that he's not a child anymore, and he just had this hope of looking in the glass and seeing her again. And it didn't work out for him. But by this pain of that loss of connection, he felt it. You could see, you could feel it in that beautiful, animated face. But he quickly reverted back to this optimism that he feels, and all the Oseram talk of this joy and this thrill of the delve. It's the thrill of the hunts, not the outcome, not the spoils. They fade, but the memory of the time you spent, the exhilaration of searching and hunting and finding things, that's what he comes back for. Farewell, Tor. Farewell, Tor. Farewell, Tor. Goodbye, Tor. Shelley and Laura.
I mean, this is it. We get to play together, what, maybe 2 more times? Nah, shells. Farewell tour! Reunion tour in like 6 months. Band's doing all the time. For our adoring fans. It's not that hard to stay in touch, Shelley. We could practice in holospace. People always say that.
Okay. Dear nobody, we got in a fight, Laura and I. After practice, we went out for drinks. There's this row bar. I love that, row bar. Obviously, robots serving drinks in downtown Cody. So we called an autocar and shuttled over, or autonomous car. We're the only people there with the park closing. Cody's becoming a ghost town. The more we drank, the more passive-aggressive our banter became, snowballing out of control, metastasizing in the empty air between us. Beautiful phrasing. And then before either of us really knew what was happening, we were yelling at each other. I kept thinking, like, I'm not abandoning her, she's abandoning me. And I guess she was probably thinking something similar. We got quiet for a while, drank more. Eventually Laura ordered an autocar and we piled into it. Slid as far from each other on the back seat as we could, arms crossed, staring out the window. And then I heard myself talking. Screw it. I don't care if you stay in touch with me. I'm going to stay in touch with you. Whether you like it or not, you're not getting rid of me, ever. Laura looked at me for what felt like ages. I thought she was going to start yelling, but then her hand crept over to mine. We just sat there together. Isn't that beautiful? This, both having fear of abandonment, and both thinking and pushing each other away because they don't want to be pushed away. But Shelley kind of was better able to overcome those emotions and rise above them and make that connection. And their fears are gone now because they realise that they're just going to devote themselves to keeping that connection alive. Brilliant story.